for a handicap chase, 2 miles, 5.5 furlongs. All 7 stand their ground here. You can see the jockey still in the parade ring. The one-eared Royal X is your 100-30 favourite for the Cindy Russell, Stephen Mulqueen. Overworked and underpaid. 9-2 with West Wizard. Reckless Behaviour. Do you remember West Wizard? He was the next coming, wasn't he? He beaten long odds on at Kempton in the same race 2 years in a row.
He was when he was
Walters,
with Nicky Henderson.
Yeah.
Did pick up a good prize here.
Yes.
Back in the autumn, but had a wind-up since we last saw him.
Paddy Brennan on board for the first time as well. So Royal X is your favourite ever, trained up in Scotland by the Cindy Russell, Stephen Mulqueen on board.
Well, he's in form. The conditions are fine. Stephen Mulqueen, regular rider, ran a creditable third at Carlisle last time out, off the same mark as he has here. I think the problem was that he went up a lot for a wide margin win, then ran creditably under a penalty, and probably is just where he should be, and perhaps a little higher in the weights now, but he is likely to run a race, and that isn't true of a few of the others.
When you get a close up, you can see he's lost his near ear. He's only got one. He lost it as a foal in an accident. He's just got an off ear. And he's your 7-2 favourite. Overworked and underpaid goes for Charlie Longston. Brian Hughes on board. Tongue strap applied for the first time,
which could well suit, could well help him see things out better. He's also dropping a little bit in trip. He tipped up at Newcastle at the last on his most recent start. He wasn't going to win that day, probably would have finished 3rd or 4th, but would have run respectably, and he'd run an encouraging first race over fences at Force on his return to action.
Okay, and he's just leaving the paddock now. Number 6 is Reckless Behaviour. Second last time out. He's been successful this track in the past.
He has. I mean, he ran all right behind Truckers Highway the last time we saw him. Truckers Highway didn't do a great deal for the form earlier in the afternoon at Ludlow. Bit in and out, really.
Okay. So he arrived on tack adjustment on West Wizard. Any of the bigger price ones that make any appeal?
Well, we got Unzing, who's been quite weak in the market. He ran all right in a race at here on Boxing Day, but that was his first run in nearly 2 years, and it was quite testing conditions. So whether he can build on that after that length of absence remains to be seen, and certainly the market is sort of quite negative about that.
4-1 the field then, as I arrived on at the start. There was money in Compadre this morning. He's still only 13-2 on track.
Yes, I mean, he's dropped a long way in the weight since his first run of the season. Started off 119 BHA mark, now off 99, so he's falling a long way in the weights, but he's not really done anything that would encourage you to think that he's about to strike form. But the market may know more than is apparent from the form book.
4-1 joins now Royal X and Reckless Behaviour as we reach and breach post time.
Yeah, it's not a strong race for the grade really, and there wasn't one that I had a really positive view of. I just think Royal X is vulnerable off his mark, but he might get away with it in this company.
Okay, we'll find out shortly. We're about to walk out onto the racecourse proper for a penultimate race. We conclude at Market RASEN at the download I mentioned bet up handicap chase over 3 miles at 3:45. So I'm about to head right in front of the enclosures. 2 circuits await them. Wonder will it be well run?
Well, Rylux should be handy, and Overworked and Underpaid tends to race prominently, though it doesn't look as if he's necessarily going to be there today.
Okay, we'll find out. Started heading this Ross. Let's get back across and rejoin Gareth.
Cheers, Niall. Yeah, the runners stepping out onto the track, Overworked, Underpaid. Just being dismounted, however. Overworked, Underpaid was just dismounted briefly, but back on board now. Jockey Brian Hughes, and he's about to go and rejoin all of the others who have now made their way trackside. So the start for this race, right in front of us, they'll have just over 2 circuits of the racecourse to complete. Starter on the rostrum, and the flags are raised. And they're off, with Rylex getting a flyer for this, the Mansion Bet handicap steeplechase. Rylex setting off in the lead from Reckless Behaviour in second, and then Volt Fast, who's parked wider out of both Unzing and Overworked Underpaid. West Wizard is in second last, and early on the back marker is Compadre. So they've got a long run before they get to fence number 1. They'll jump 14 in total, and the first fence situated over in the back straight, and it's Rylex who's taking them out towards it. Lucinda Russell's only runner on the card. Rylex has come a long way, leading up to, in second place, Reckless Behaviour in the light blue, with in third Overworked Underpaid, and then chases Unzing and Volt Fast as they're now on the approach to fence number 1. West Wizard is around about 3 lengths off the main bulk of the field, and was a little bit slow over the opening fence, and to his inside is Compadre as they now make the run to the first of 4 open ditches in the race. And it is now Reckless Behaviour who's moved through to take the lead off Rylex, with on the outside at Volt Fast over the second, all safely across it. Rylex not 100% convincing, but as they head on now towards the 30, hasn't really lost any further ground. So it is Reckless Behaviour at this plain fence, jumping well, with up towards the outside Volt Fast, and then Unzing, the horse with the white streak on his face, and Rylex over to the inside as they now come to cross the second of the open ditches. And the leader rather reached for that, and once again at the back end of the field, Compadre looked to be a little sluggish in getting from A to B. And the newest leader is Volt Fast, who's now moved on under Gavin Sheehan. So it is Volt Fast who's going to bring them out of the back straight in a race that so far has already had 3 leaders. Rylex is now in second, with dropping to third Reckless Behaviour. Unzing is in fourth, and then Overworked Underpaid along the inside. A little bit wider out to find West Wizard, who's in second last, and Compadre, who's back over the bigger obstacles today, the back marker of the 7. And at this stage, Compadre would be around about 8 lengths off the leader Volt Fast, who's racing along enthusiastically now up at the head of affairs over Rylex along the inside, the one-eared Rylex, and then a little bit deeper out to Reckless Behaviour, with Unzing up in between runners as they cross the first fence in the home straight. West Wizard look to be in a little bit close to that fence there towards the back as they now come on towards the 6th of the 14, and Rylex jumping back through to lead there from in the centre Reckless Behaviour, and nearest to us Volt Fast, with back in behind them Unzing and Overworked Underpaid as they cross the fence, which will be the last next time. The back couple to take it were West Wizard and Compadre. So making the journey on up past the stands, and between Reckless Behaviour, Rylex and Volt Fast, they've been exchanging first place throughout, and it's back with Reckless Behaviour as they move on past the winning post. Next time it'll be for real. Second place Rylex, then Volt Fast up around the outside of Unzing. He's getting a little bit of cover, going away from us out towards the far side. Overworked Underpaid in the hands of Brian Hughes, who's seeking his second winner of the afternoon, is racing next in the purple and white jacket. And then the yellow cap of West Wizard, who keeps company still at the rear of the field with Compadre, as the runners, covered only now by around about half a dozen lengths, work their way into the back straight for the second and final time. There are 4 fences once again coming up along this part. Rylex and Reckless Behaviour. They take it together with Unzing jumping up nicely there in between horses to go into third. A little wider out is Volt Fast, and then in behind these is Overworked Underpaid. West Wizard is out deeper, as has been the case throughout, and Compadre remains at the back. Coming now to the 9th fence. This is another open ditch. West Wizard was a little bit slow over that one, and it is Volt Fast who's now come through on the outside of Rylex, with niggled along up in between them Reckless Behaviour. Coming now to the third of the four going down here. Volt Fast. Rylex is down. Rylex is out of the race and badly inconvenienced Overworked Underpaid, who eventually unseated Brian Hughes, who looked pretty cross with that, slamming his whip down onto the turf. They're both out of the race. Volt Fast that time was quite untidy, and as they race on away from that obstacle, the whip is drawn on Reckless Behaviour. Unzing is still travelling nicely towards the inside, and West Wizard together with Compadre are now both very much on terms as they race on towards the exit to the back straight, and it is Volt Fast who's leading up by 2 to 3 lengths over in second place Unzing, and then Compadre, who's improving his way through the field. West Wizard is around the outside, and Reckless Behaviour has now dropped to last place and is going nowhere fast as they make the descent back towards the 3 plain fences in the home straight. And it is Volt Fast under Gavin Sheehan leading up, with up towards the outside Compadre under Ben Post, who's looking very threatening now, with back in third Unzing, then West Wizard in fourth, and labouring along last now Reckless Behaviour as they draw towards the third fence from home, and Compadre has come from last to first, leads up now to in second place Volt Fast. Back in third is Unzing, and the winner should come from one of these 3. Compadre at 2 out, jumped it well. Second place Volt Fast, in third is Unzing, and these 3 are now a very long way ahead of the other 2, making the approach to the last, and it is Compadre who has the advantage, and again a really fast jump. In second place is Volt Fast, who's now a good 4 lengths down. Back in third is Unzing. West Wizard is pulled up before jumping the final fence. Reckless Behaviour took it in fourth. Only 4 will finish. It is up ahead. Compadre just ridden out towards the line by jockey Ben Post, and the bottom weight, Compadre back over fences, back in the winner's enclosure. It was Volt Fast for second. Unzing crosses the line in third. Reckless Behaviour in fourth.
Yeah, well, Gil Tempest was on this morning and said there was good support for this horse, and he's going to about 13 to 2 or so. And obviously, it was mid-easier where Rylex falling and bringing down Overworked and Underpaid, but he's won. Well done to James Evans and Ben Post. We head across to Ludlow for their next.